All right, gentlemen, we have made it. The end of our fantasy football season for 2022. It is your host with the most, Evan Travis, commissioner of the Ashland Clowns. I'm happy and I'm sad. Fantasy football was a lot of fun this year. We did a lot of things different, but also it's still a good old, same old fantasy football that we love and that we hate. We've got a lot of exciting things to talk about. I apologize. I was away on business handling things for the league last week, and so I could not do a recap video. I'm just kidding. I was with my wife's family for Christmas, but nonetheless, we are here to talk about the results of the league, talk about next steps, things that are going to be taking place in the offseason, and we will have a future meeting to discuss any changes to the league come year 2023. But before that, let's just jump over to the main screen and take a look at what took place to end off this year's fantasy football run. So let's hop on over there to the main stage. Here we are at our league home, and most of you, if not all of you, know what has happened. But let's just take a peek at the playoff bracket. Here we are. Congratulations, Mr. Rabideau of the fourth and drunk team. Round of applause for you. You are this year's champion. There you go. Let me pull up. I know you've been anxiously waiting all day. Let me just pull up Venmo real quick and complete this for you all to see. $360 fantasy champ. Let's go. I don't know if it's gonna focus. You guys can kind of see $360. That is Kevin's winnings because 40. Oh, now the light's all messed up. Oh well. Because Dunn gets his money back. So there we go. Pay to Kevin Rabideau $360. That has just gone through. There we go. And let me also send Dunn, our runner-up. Congratulations, Andrew Dunn, on being the runner-up. Tough performance by your team that we'll see in a moment. But let me just send you your $40 back. Runner-up for fantasy. So you guys all know that I'm a good commissioner. Pay Andrew Dunn. There we go. All right, it has been completed. Kevin gets his winnings. Dunn gets his winnings. Let's take a look at the box score of the championship game. Actually, first, let's take a look at how we got here because we weren't able to touch base on that. So, looking at the first matchup between myself and Kevin, it was down to the wire for a lot of the time until Kevin's defense puts up 20 points. And I just want to point out here, the Chargers hadn't put up more than 10 points since week 1 where they put up 12. Since then, not one time did they put up more than 10 besides this past week. They put up 20. And so that was an unreal pickup to Kevin, for Kevin. I can't really say anything about that. My team was very average. J.K. Dobbins really underperformed. If he did decent, I would have won this. Josh Allen did good. Eckler had a good game. Tyreek Hill was bad because Tua had a concussion for the second half and was playing anyway. That's why he looked like an idiot. So that affected me. Zay Jones also puts up 1 point after putting up 30. And I have on my bench Cam Akers, who puts up 34. So that's very unfortunate for me. But Kevin, well-deserved. I mean, he was 10-4, had a great season. He beat me there. And then looking over to the other bracket, or the other semifinal game, we had Jared Goff and Kamara do good for Ben, as well as Joe Mixon. He did all right. And then his tight end getting a 0 points really just killed him because Dunn was beatable at this point with Aaron Jones only putting up 4 and Miles Sanders putting up 5. He got saved by CeeDee Lamb and George Kittle and Mahomes. And so Dunn, also 10-4, deserved to be in the finals, had a great win. But I was, in all transparency, rooting for myself and Ben as the lower seeds, as the dogs who have been fighting through barely making the playoffs and all these things. It would have been a cool story. But I just loved that both games were very close. Both games were competitive to get to the finals, and that's what we want to see. Looking over at the losers bracket, where am I? That's not what I want. Looking at the losers bracket, we had Ari and Jared play their first game, and then Joe and Brandon play their first game. That was incredibly close. That was way more competitive. Joe and Brandon's game was super competitive. Brandon ended up winning off of a field goal kick at the end of the game, which kudos to him. And then we get to the losers bracket game to determine who was the loser, and this was a absolute shock. All of us were thinking Jared was dead in the water. His team was in shambles. There's no way he's going to make it out of this. However, he pulls off an absolute worldie and gets some help from Joe's team underperforming, especially Justin Fields. So Jared puts up a solid comparable 106, which he hadn't broken 100 for many weeks prior to this. And so it was great to see Jared show up for the losers bracket game. But this is just a tough scene. You don't want to be here no matter what. Jared also gets saved by the Rams defense. I didn't even notice that. But the defense is coming through for these two guys, Jared and Kevin. But that does make Joe our loser of 2022. Joe, just as a reminder, the punishment is as follows. You will be going to the IHOP in Framingham. It's no longer open 24 hours, but it's open like 7 to 12 or 7 to 1 or something like that. You are required to stay there from open till close unless you eat enough pancakes to get out. Every pancake that you eat subtracts an hour. We will collectively be visiting you. I'm sure we'll pay for some pancakes, but that is the punishment this year. You signed up for the league, you got to do the punishment. But we'll make it fun. We'll show up. We'll have a good time. We will also have the trophy ceremony there as well. But before we talk about that, let's just go over and look at what happened in that final playoff game to determine the winner. Kevin's team just showed up, and this is without Joe Burrow. He has 130 points at this point without Joe Burrow. And so, obviously, we all know what happened. We're definitely praying for my man on the Bills. But, yeah, this is just Kevin's team kind of just turning up for the finals. I mean, there's no one on his team besides Garrett Wilson who puts up less than, 10 because of his defense and his kicker. But Kevin would have been really tough to beat. I don't think none of us would have beat Kevin this week. Kevin by far had the best performance by anybody this week. He deserved the win. Dunn's team, Miles Sanders, kind of just fell off towards the end of the year for him, which just doesn't help him, which is unfortunate. Aaron Jones had an okay game. Mahomes had another great game. CeeDee Lamb has been playing great. Tyler Aguilar had a great game as well. But the minus 3 points from his defense, and honestly just Kevin's team having a freak show of a performance makes it really tough. So well fought to Dunn. Congratulations to Kevin. You will be receiving your trophy probably at IHOP in the parking lot. We'll take a video to commemorate it, probably throw it up on the good old YouTube channel just to have the ceremony of the winner for 2022. This is the trophy that I purchased today. I went back as far as 2018, so you can see that this goes, you can have up to like 19 plaques on this, but we went from 2018 to present day, which is very exciting. So we have all the history from the league since the Ashland Clowns was associated or created, whatever the right word is. But yeah, I don't really have much to say after that. The trophy will be in soon. I'll send some pics so you guys can see. But again, just congratulations to Kevin. Tough losses to Joe and everyone else in between. I appreciate your hard work and dedication to our league this year. I really had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun being commissioner. I had a lot of fun doing these recap videos. Hopefully in the future we can make it more engaging and more fun. But this is a trial run. This was kind of the first year we put more money in. And I hope you guys had a good time. We want to continue to make it fun, and we want to continue to have all of us hate fantasy, because that's what it's all about. It's a beautiful game. It's a fun game. It's a terrible game. And it's the game that we will continue to play for a while. But that's kind of all I got. This is going to be the last recap video for many, many months. So until 2023, until draft day, I'll catch you guys in the future. Peace.